Okay people, let's talk about one of my boys, and to me this character is easily a top 15 Mortal Kombat character, which is an amazing thing because Mortal Kombat has a ton load of good characters. So to make it in the top 15 you have to be with the shits, a good character. And today we're talking about my boy Nightwolf. Now of course Nightwolf is a G, but what is the worst version of Nightwolf and what is the best? You know the story, let's go. Now let's get MKX out of the way. He showed up, put up his axe, and that was it. We never saw him again. So that was garbage. That doesn't count. We're gonna have to go with a cliche Mortal Kombat annihilation. Now not much to say here. Dude had like what, 2-3 lines, told Liu Kang he needs to find his animality, threw an axe at his head, then we never saw the guy again. Terrible. Pointless. More or less a cameo appearance. But again, this is annihilation, so we don't expect nothing. Who remembers this one? Mortal Kombat Defenders of the Realm? Wait, what? That cheesy cartoon? Yes, you are the Nightwolf here, and here's the kicker. He was a geek, he was a computer geek, and he had his own wolf called Kiba. Obviously a completely different take to Nightwolf, where he's now a tech guy. But guess what? He still got busy on the battlefield. Yes, probably not the best representation of what Nightwolf should be, but like I said, he held his own in the battlefield. Obviously helped out the team with the tech. His wolf also got busy too, Kiba, so that was cool. Obviously 90s cheese, you know the drift. I'd say Mortal Kombat Armageddon, and while yes he has the character down, this is the proper Nightwolf, everything intact, his impact on the story was minimal. This is one of the weaker versions of Nightwolf because he done nothing. The whole plotline was that he was the guardian of Liu Kang's spirit, but of course that went nowhere because we actually saw the intro. Everyone died, of course his ending was non-canon, he wasn't in the conquest mode. Then got clapped in the intro, so yeah, definitely one of the weaker showings of Nightwolf, especially compared to the stuff coming up.
Liu Kang lost in the spirit energy and guided him back to the physical world. Nightwolf then reunited Liu Kang with his body.
I'd say Mortal Kombat 3, of course this was his first appearance, making it very iconic. This is where you saw the look, the Native American with his bow and arrows, that shoulder tackle, and that cool fatality. I remember that shit. Definitely had a presence and impact, but story-wise, as we never saw the story unfold in front of our face like later on games, not that much of an impact in the story department. But of course this is the classic version, so he deserves some respect, but obviously there are better versions later on. Mortal Kombat Deception, and if Mortal Kombat Deception's here, you know there have to be some bangers coming up because Mortal Kombat Deception done a great job with most characters, right? A Nightwolf in Mortal Kombat Deception is a dope Nightwolf. He's got everything down. You had a cool segment with him and Shujinko where you train Shujinko, help him purge the taint that he got from going into the Netherrealm, trained with Nightwolf. That was a cool sequence. And of course he had a good ending where he actually trapped Onaga's spirit in the Netherrealm. Keep in mind this was after Shujinko defeated Onaga and weakened him, but still a great feat regardless. And this is definitely one of the best Nightwolves.
Nightwolf had traversed realms and fought many demons to get to this place deep within the Netherrealm. Using knowledge passed to him from his forefathers, he drew a binding symbol on the ground and chanted the ancient words that would draw the spirit of the Dragon King to this wicked place. Nightwolf had carried the burden long enough. He released the sins of his people into the mystic symbol, and their weight bound Onaga to the Netherrealm. Free of the corruption he had harbored for so long, Nightwolf was expelled from the depths of the Netherrealm and into the unknown.
Only 2 left, and you know what? For the first time in the series, we'll just give this one to both versions of the characters, because both versions win in some ways. Now, if you're talking about MK9 Nightwolf, that's easily one of the most iconic scenes in the entire franchise when he took out Sindel. Every single one remembers that. Nightwolf was a freaking G in that game. He had an amazing chapter, performed some awesome feats. How do you top that? Clearly, dude was powerful as hell. Now, in terms of power, that feat taking out Sindel obviously makes him the strongest Nightwolf. But I think in Mortal Kombat 11 Aftermath, this was a better, more developed Nightwolf, as in he had more airtime. Basically, we got to learn more about Nightwolf, and of course with the intro dialogues, we learned shit we didn't even know before. So this Nightwolf had a dope chapter, good lines, some cool moments. The only thing I'd say is he kind of got overshadowed by Fujin, and of course carried Togawa with one of his best performances ever. But yeah, his chapter was awesome. You literally can't go wrong with any of these two Nightwolves. Great depictions of the character. Let's take a look at some of his badass moments in MK11. He had quite a few.
Nightwolf, Shang Tsung, come. Kronika is keen to question you.
Taking care of fodder. Of course, Geras was on steroids here. Geras, man, 1 minute the guy's fodder, the next minute he's the toughest guy in the room.
I am eternal, Fujin.
Tell him.
My will and my strength, infinite.
Talk your shit, Geras. Having trouble. Nice. And of course you get one of the most badass moments in the entire game. Sick shit. Fine choreography off the chain. Look at this. What Geras says what? I ain't taking no $30. Yo, Geras is with the shits. Nice. Knocked them out. Guess who's standing? Who's the last man standing?
Of all the Nightwolves I have fought, you are the fiercest.
Pause right there. He's putting him over on the mic. Did you hear that? This is probably the best Nightwolf.
Must be why the Great Spirit chose me to wear the mantle.
You are also anomalous. No one has ever escaped the void. Fight!
And he beat Geras single-handedly. Got Geras looking like a fish out here.
Was that necessary?
To buy us time. We must be rid of him before he recovers.
Tell him. Listen, he's got a ton of other good moments, but let's wrap it up right here. Of course, in MK9, kicked Noob Saibot into the Soulnado, stopping the Soulnado. Even Raiden was asking him for advice, and of course he stopped Sindel. The guy has epic moments. So MK9 and 11 are his best portrayals. Nailed the character to the T. And listen, one of the defining moments of Nightwolf, a moment I think just defines his character, is actually a speech, not even a fight scene. This defines Nightwolf, and that's why he's a badass. This line right here. Sees Shang Tsung with the crown, knows he's outmatched, and guess what?
How does it feel, knowing that you will be the last Nightwolf?
The Great Spirit will choose another. I may die, but the mantle will live on.
Say no more. You can say no more after that line, and I've said it before and I'll say it again. Nightwolf is the best Native American in any fighting game. And you can say all you want about the Mortal Kombat story, but the fact is the characters are still more interesting than the other fighting games. Nightwolf is like 10 times better than Tekken's Julia Chan. Nightwolf is like 100 times better than T-Hawk, better than Chief Thunder, even though I think Chief Thunder would be the only one to give him a run for his money, but he would still get bodied.